Oh, snap. Grandma Jen here. Fill your mind with food for thought. But first, I want to say a prayer. I pray your 2024 will be bigger, better, and brighter, and that all of your goals and dreams are achieved. Now, on the last episode, I talked about to talk or not to talk. I believe this is so valuable to understand and practice. If you missed it, I encourage you to listen to it. I spoke mostly on listening and how valuable it is. Now, I want to talk about one of the other communication skills, and that is what and how you say things. Now, if you are an active listener, you are hearing what others are saying. You are understanding their points of view. You are sympathetic to their needs and their understanding. But what you say is equally as important, and how you say it makes a big difference. Now, to be fair, I want to preface that no matter how nice you are and how well you speak, you will still offend some. Our ability to cause others to become or not to become defensive or offended is truly determined by their level of honesty and acceptance to criticism, correction, and the truth. Now, in today's society, people are more easily offended. Society wants us to feel as though we are the victim, so we don't have to take responsibility for our actions and choices. We can blame others. That we should be living in our emotions. Now, I want to tell you, emotions are great companions, but they're terrible leaders. And it's important that we work at achieving a more common sense or logical approach to conversations and issues, and to learn to balance both to achieve a full understanding. I do my very best to take a step back and look at the whole picture, a bird's eye view of a conversation. I see everything. My goal is to see the other person's point of view. And by doing this, it helps me to be logical without being overly emotional, and I don't get offended. Now, as we converse with others, we need to learn to speak to people in their language, the way they speak and understand. For example, you have a friend or a coworker, and this coworker is very technical and needs details without emotion. But you are the type of person who's very talkative and likes to tell all the details and create a big picture. You're going to lose that person. You're going to lose that conversation, and your point will not get across. Now, there are many tests with initials that you can take to determine what your communication and personality types are. I am choosing STAR. Now, first, there is a person who is structured. You prefer organization and complete details without the emotion. Now, you may be a person who is technical, and you prefer facts. You don't need the story, and your goal is to solve a problem. Now, you are a person who is action oriented. You are the type of person who will jump first and ask questions later. You love the adrenaline rush of the challenge. You make history. You want to make history, and you love hitting goals. Now, you may be someone who is relational. You love people, and you love being around people, and you just love being part of something special. It's important to understand that you're type, but also learn to speak to them in their type. This is where communication can really get wonky. Most people only talk in their language, language type, and are not cognizant of the way others talk, express, and interpret information. When we don't make the effort to speak in the other person's language, we sabotage conversations and relationships. We then get emotional because we feel we're not being heard or understood, when in reality, it was only just not communicating properly with each other. You need to understand your type of language and learn how to speak to others. Then there is what you actually say. First, let's take foul language. It may be commonplace in our current society, but using it all the time in your everyday language only begins to show a lack of intelligence, which in turn will cause others to shut down, not listen to you, or not to take you seriously. Now, I'm not saying you're not intelligent, but what I am saying, it will project an air of unintelligence. Now, if you want a loan or you need a babysitter or you go out to eat, you get the attention server and do something like this. Hey, B, come here. Or do you say to a loan officer, I want an effing loan now. Or you call your babysitter and speak to her in a harsh and foul language. The loan officer, the babysitter, or the server, and frankly, anyone, if you're using foul language towards them, only creates anger and the willingness not to want to cooperate. Now, next, when you use really big words or abbreviations, people may not fully understand what you're saying or meaning. They may ask a lot of questions to help them understand what you're saying. And just so you know, too many of those questions asked may make them feel like you're talking down to them and make them feel or cause them to feel like they're being stupid. So then there is the tone of your voice you use. If you sound angry, people will either become defensive or they will shut down. Your tone of voice can also tell someone how much you care. Now, also facial expressions. While you are talking can affect the way people interact with you. Now, I know for me, I tend to smile a lot, even when I'm being really serious. Like I said last episode, I'm a work in progress. There is such a lot of studies on this subject, but this is somewhere we can bring up another time. Well, this is something we can bring up another time. So this is where I'm going to end for now. And oh snap, Grandma Jen here, signing out until next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you on the other side of your dreams. No one could do it just like you. Something magic in the way you move. You're original, you know it's true. Don't let anybody take your tune. You ain't got a single thing to prove. You're original, so just be you. Just be you.